Personally, that as of Friday, 11,000 people had voted in Richland County absentee.
That's good.
I think that, and we hope that those are our absentee votes. And actually, they also told me that the majority of those absentee votes were in my district. And so I was, again, I'm hoping that they're going to vote for me.
How many cemeteries do you have?
Yeah, well, not. But you know, I will say one other thing. I got a phone call right before I came here, and I want. Butch is still here, he needs to hear this. A friend of mine who lives in Hilton Head, she said that her husband had sent for an absentee ballot. She said, "Joan, what should I do?" He got it this afternoon, and they live in Beaufort County. It had already been marked in Democrat on the absentee ballot. So, I mean, this is exactly the kinds of things that we're talking about. They do happen, they're very real. Very quickly, this is the target right here, right on my head. I am one of the top Democrat races. I don't think it's me personally. I'm not taking it personal. It is my district, and as Senator Corson said, I have one of those iffy districts that will definitely be changing after redistricting, but right now I am just very fortunate this is not an Obama year. And there is not, hopefully, going to be a grand mass of Democrats that will come out and vote. I see many of my constituents here. I've got a sign for you, Harrison. But I am not being complacent. I have been running the full Monty, a regular race. I have a young Democrat who is running against me, and I'll use my mentor Reagan's line, "I'm not going to use her youth and inexperience against her." I would barely know her if she walked in the room. I'm sure she's a lovely person. The point being, now more than ever, we need experienced legislators. As Representative Bingham has told you, and you know yourselves, we have quite a fiscal crisis that we're going to be facing. If we thought the last 2 years were bad, these next 2 years are unfortunately going to be worse, and we need the experience that brings. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, because I venture to say that those of you who live in my district, I hope that I do have your support. But again, I need you to go out, and I need you to tell your neighbors. I need you to tell people who live in Forest Acres, people who live in Wildwood, people who live in the Woodlands, people who live in Arcadia Lakes, Woodfield Park. You need to tell them why they need to keep Joan Brady in office. This is the first time in 6 years that I've had opposition, and I'm very fortunate about that. But in those 6 years, I've had some great opportunities. I am a deputy majority whip and work very closely with the Republican House caucus. I will also, if reelected, have the designation of being the longest serving Republican woman. Of course, there aren't that many women anyway, but so be it. I sit on labor, commerce, and industry, and as we poll what is the most important issue right now, certainly in this country, in South Carolina, Richland County, jobs and the economy, labor, commerce, and industry is the committee where all of these issues where we incent business and we create jobs. I also chair the insurance subcommittee. Again, how important to have a Republican sitting in that seat as we decide who, what, when, where, and why we are going to try to implement Obamacare. That is going to be a tremendous challenge. I am also vice chairman of the committee to screen candidates for our college trustees and universities. Again, with our tuition rates in colleges going up, we need to be sure we have the best qualified candidates who understand we want quality higher education, but we certainly need to keep it affordable to the citizens of South Carolina. And one area that I'm very proud of, I'm vice chair of a newly formed commission. It's the Joint Commission on Children. And again, during these difficult economic times, it is our most vulnerable population, our children, who seem to always feel the deficits of funding. And we just met last week with the different agency heads to see exactly how the budget is impacting services to our children. I will mention, I like to say that my colleagues in the House and in the Senate, we have our areas of specialty. Obviously, we can't know about everything at all times. Jobs, the economy, education, all very important issues, but I have personally been a very strong advocate for families and for children, and as a matter of fact, this Halloween, as you take your children or your grandchildren out to trick-or-treat, be sure you check the Richland County or the Lexington County Sex Offender Registry, the Offender Watch site. This is something I've been working with SLED on for 3 years, and we finally have it statewide. You can punch in where you live, and it will not only tell you where a convicted sex offender is in your zip code, but anything surrounding your house. Another thing is we talk about pro-life issues in the Republican Party. We need to be sure that we are caring for those children who were brought, the little angels on this earth, and I was very influential in several pieces of legislation dealing with foster care and adoption. Every day when I walk into the House chambers, I am honored by the honor that you bestow upon me to be able to serve, but I'm not taking it for granted. My opponent has put out 500 signs, and thanks to the Hennessy's, they helped me this weekend by putting out some more signs. She's just running a sign race, but I need you. I need you to do the word of mouth for me. Thank you so much, and go 75. All right.